Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Eric B. Thanks for checking out this video. Today, we are going to look at the top 20 chases for 2025 Bowman Chrome. I hope to post a more full product preview in the coming days or weeks. I'm hoping that the Tops drops the odds sheet as soon as possible for that so I can get going on that video. But for now, we're looking at the top 20 chases in the product. If you want to see this information in blog post form, you can check out ericbcards.com and find some of the same information there. This 2025 Bowman Chrome does drop on September 24th. That's after a 2-week delay from September 10th. Bowman Chrome, as usual, is heavily focused on the international signing class of 2025, those who signed around January of this year. And so there's a lot of young guys, a lot of 17, 18-year-olds on the checklist with their first Bowman and first Bowman autos. So today we're going to look at the top 20. Now, important to know that this is not in any particular order. We will start with the players that I believe are chases that are not from the 2025 international class. And then we'll go into that class and then we'll end with some of the larger signing bonuses. But again, these are not in any particular order. These are also just based on their 2025 performance, not a I don't know. I'm not the one that looks at shapes of swings and all sorts of stuff like that, but I'm looking at the stats. I'm looking at their performance thus far. Most of these guys are in the Dominican Summer League, um, and especially the ones that have signed this year. So just looking at their performance. So we're going to start with, and by doing this, we're going to look at the Baseball Reference page. Shout out to Baseball Reference. This is my go-to for stats and looking at players and um, stuff like that. So, first one is Carlos LaGrange. Carlos LaGrange is a pitcher for the Yankees. He is the only pitcher on this list. Carlos LaGrange is 6'7". He's a 22-year-old that is currently pitching with Double A Somerset. And actually, he got a promotion this year to Double A, and his numbers got even better. His ERA is 3.48. He's got 72 innings pitched and 99 strikeouts. That's a lot of strikeouts in 72 innings. So big potential here for Carlos LaGrange. All right. The next one that we will talk about here is Nathan Church. Now, Nathan Church is interesting because he actually got the call a couple of weeks ago, so he is playing in the major leagues with the St. Louis Cardinals. But if you look at especially his AAA stats here, you can see how well he was doing. He was hitting 335, 400 on base, 521 slugging for an OPS of over 900, 921. So big potential here for Nathan Church. He is playing for the Cardinals right now. Slow start as most hitters have in the major leagues, but big potential here on one of the Cardinals' top prospects. We'll go next here to Nate George. Nate George is a outfielder for the Baltimore Orioles, and he was drafted in the 16th round of 2024, so a late rounder. But you should see some of these numbers, guys. So he played in 3 different leagues. He started with the complex league. He got 2 promotions this year based on his performance. And so if you look at the entire year as a whole, he has an OPS of over 900, batting almost 340. So really solid performance this year. And things are looking up here for Nate George and the Orioles. Next one is actually also an Oriole, and this is Jordan Sanchez. Jordan Sanchez here, he got a promotion this year as well. So he started with the Florida Complex League and got a promotion to Low A. He only has 3 games in Low A. So if you look at his 2025 performance altogether, he's hitting almost 300, 286, slugging pretty well here, 506, and his OPS is over 900 here for an OPS of 914. So look out for Jordan Sanchez on the Orioles checklist here in Bowman Chrome. Another one here is Devin Fitzgerald. Devin is in the Texas Rangers system. He was drafted in the 2024 draft as well in the 5th round. But if you look at his performance here, he did not play in 2024. He started just this year, started in the Complex League in Arizona, got a promotion about 3/4 of the way through the season. But if you look at his 2025 numbers together, The performance dropped off just a little bit when he got that promotion to low A. But overall, he's had over 300 batting average in this year and an OPS of over 900 as well. So really, really nice performance here for Devin Fitzgerald and the Rangers. Then we'll go here to Tommy White. Tommy White was one that people were hoping was going to be in 2024 Bowman draft. He was an early second round pick by the Athletics, and he's had some pretty solid performance this year as well. They started him off this year in um, in High A in Lansing, and got a promotion to Double A about 2/3 of the way through the season. And actually, his performance has improved after getting that promotion, which is something that you like to see. Um, not a high OPS here, but overall in 2025, he is OPSing 768, batting 271, and a slug of 437. You can kind of see that here. But very good performance here for Tommy White. Going now to Rainiel Rodriguez. There's a lot of people that are very excited for Rainiel Rodriguez. Really solid performance. He started the year with the in the Florida Complex League, and actually got two promotions as well. So he was hitting almost 400 in the Complex League, so they promoted him to Low A. Um, and his performance dropped off a little bit, but overall, if you look at his 2025 numbers altogether, he's in 276, 400 on base, 560 slug, and a 963 OPS. It's a very solid performance. 20 home runs this year for Rainiel Rodriguez. So he's going to be a nice chase here in Bowman Chrome for the Cardinals. All right, next one here, Ching Sien Ko. I'm not saying that right, but Ko here, leagues as well, rookie league, and then he got the promotion to Low A. Low A, he did struggle a little bit, slow start in Low A. But if you look at his performance in the Complex League, he OPS'd over 1,000 in that league and hit 367. And so very, very good potential here, big potential here for Ching Sien Ko. And I think this was the last one that is not part of that 2025 international signing class. So those are the 8 that I'm looking at that are not part of that 25 international signing class. Um, so let's go into the signing class of 2025 then. So the first one here is Elorki Rodriguez. Elorki is with the Texas Rangers. So I'm getting ads popping up, but here we go. So we got in the DSL this year. So he's 17 years old. In the DSL, he did OPS almost 1,000. So 337 batting average, 506 slug, 473 on base for almost a 980 OPS in the DSL. Will be interesting to see how this guy and a lot of the other guys on this list do as they move to the States and play in the complex league. Alorki is one to keep an eye on for sure. Next one here is Shitaro Mori. Topps is really pushing Mori. Some of the images they've released are of Shitaro Mori. Shitaro Mori is with the Athletics, and he spent the year in the Complex League, and he had pretty much here 258, OPS of 783, but some potential here from the kid from Japan, Shitaro Mori. Looking here at Warren Calcano. Now, this is an interesting one. He's with the Kansas City Royals. He did get injured, so he doesn't have all that much performance. Now, Warren Calcano, though, it made the list because not only his performance in his limited amount of games, but also he signed a pretty big signing bonus here, which means at least the Royals think that he has some pretty big potential here. He signed a $1.8 million signing bonus. He's a shortstop out of Dominican Republic. So he batted 346, on base 514, slugged 538 with an OPS of over 1,000. Again, this is only 9 games and 35 plate appearances, but very, very solid in a small sample size here for the Royals and Calcano. All right, moving on to Brian. Brian Cortezia is out of Venezuela. He's a 17-year-old, and his signing bonus was 1.9 million for the Washington Nationals. If you look at his numbers here, really good batting average. His slug is down a little bit, so you'd like to see that a little bit higher, but big potential here on um, Brian Cortesia. 317 batting average, OPS of almost 800, which is pretty decent OPS without any home runs on the year. But so look out for Brian Cortesia for the Washington Nationals. Next, we move on to Kevin Alvarez. Kevin Alvarez is a top prospect here for the Houston Astros. And if you look at his splits here, his line, his slash line here, 301, 419, 455 with an OPS of 874. He did spend the year in the DSL like most of these guys. And so he's one of the Astros' top prospects and a big chase here in Bowman Chrome. All right, so after Kevin, we have Gabriel Davalillo, let's say. So Gabriel here is with the Angels. And if you look at his numbers here, put up very solid numbers in the DSL. He batted over 300 and 408 on base, 518 slug, and 926 OPS. So he's definitely somebody to chase here for the Angels in Bowman Chrome. Looking now to Wilfrey De La Cruz. Wilfrey De La Cruz is on the Baltimore Orioles right now. He was traded. So if you're looking for Wilfrey in Bowman Chrome, you will find him on the Cubs checklist here. Wilfrey signed a $2.3 million signing bonus with the Cubs. And again, he's on the Cubs checklist if you're looking for him in Bowman Chrome. But Wilfrey has pretty solid numbers here. If you look at DSL numbers, looks like he played for two different teams. Yes, obviously Cubs and then Orioles. But if you look at overall his DSL performance, he OPS'd 865, slugged 400, on base of 465, and batting average of 258 here as well. Of course, I'm getting these pop-ups. All right, going to the next one. This is Diego Tornes. Now, Diego is interesting because Diego signed a $2.5 million signing bonus as a 17-year-old out of Cuba. He is 17 years old again, and if you look at his numbers and his performance in the DSL, he batting average here 279, on base 395, slug 400, and his OPS was almost 800 at 796. And so one of the top prospects here. He is on number 16 on the Braves top 30 prospect list right now. All right, so moving on from Diego Tornes, let's look at Joswar Gonzalez. If my tab will work here. Joswar de Jesus Gonzalez here for the Giants. He might be one of the if not the top chase here, one of the top chases in this product. Big potential here for Joswar Gonzalez. He's actually the Giants' number 2 prospect in their top 30. And so looking at his performance in the DSL this year, batting average 288, slug 455, his on-base percentage 404, which gives him a OPS of 859. So big things are expected here. He received a very big signing bonus of $3 million out of the Giants. So you'll find him on the Giants checklist here in Bowman Chrome. Again, a very big chase here in the product. There's 3 more here. So the last 3 are the 3 with the biggest signing bonuses from this year's international signing class. Starting with Chris Rodriguez for the Tigers. Chris Rodriguez signed a $3.2 million signing bonus. 17-year-old outfielder from the Dominican Republic. And if you look at his performance, he pretty much dominated that league. So he hit 308, on base 340, slugged 564 for an OPS of over 900. Hit 10 home runs in that league as well in 50 games. So very solid performance here. And he is the number 8 prospect on the Tigers, on a very stacked Tigers prospect list. All right, so going to Andrew Salas. When his tab pops up here, Andrew Salas is a Marlins shortstop. I guess he's played a couple positions, but a Marlins shortstop here. 17-year-old from Orlando. Um, he did sign a $3.7 million signing bonus here with the Marlins. Interestingly, about Wallace is he actually started in low A for the Jupiter Hammerheads. So he skipped the Dominican Summer League, he skipped the Florida Complex League, and went straight to low A. And as you can see here, a 17-year-old in low A is almost 4 batters. You can see the age differential. So he played like it. He batted 190, on base of 325, slugging 251, and OPS of 576. You expect a lot better things for him as he kind of plays, um, gets some experience and plays with some kids his own age. But big potential here. Obviously, by evidence by the big signing bonus, we expect big things out of Andrew Salas. Maybe a good opportunity to pick him up before some of those numbers follow him as we expect them to. But the last one that we'll talk about here is the biggest signing bonus here from the 2025 class, and that is Elian Pena. Elian Pena is a shortstop for the New York Mets. He signed a $5 million signing bonus out of the Dominican Republic. He is almost 18, but still 17 years old. And if you look at some of his batting or some of his stats here, you can see why. So he's the Mets' number 10 prospect. And so if we look at the Dominican Summer League stats, here it is. So he hit 292, 421 on base, and he slugged 528 for an OPS of 949 for a 17-year-old in the Dominican Summer League. He's going to be exciting to watch as we go into next year, as he gets some experience moving over to the States, to the Complex League and whatnot. But Elian Pena may be the number one chase, along with some of these other names. But guys, again, if you want to find all of this in blog post form, check out ericbcards.com. It's all there. Thanks for watching the video. I'm going to be posting a full product preview for 2025 Bowman Chrome. But thanks for watching.